Hello, I'm here today with Peter Slabbert, CEO of Avon Rubber plc. Peter, welcome.
Hello, Harriet.
Could you tell me a little bit about Avon Rubber and its history?
Well, Avon Rubber's history goes back quite some time. Primarily, as the name suggests, we've been involved in the rubber-related business, largely automotive, but we've also made gas masks going back to the First World War, and we've also made dairy liners for the last 50 years, and both of those form an integral part of our portfolio today. More recently, we disposed of all our automotive interests, and the current management team have embarked on a program of restructuring and turnaround, a successful program of restructuring and turnaround, and then an investment program really focused on creating a more market-orientated business with an emphasis on innovative product development as well as people development over the last few years, and that's delivering the success we have today.
So what businesses are you actually involved with today?
When we did the restructuring program, we looked at businesses where we could create long-term value, businesses which we could have a global market presence, where we could deliver sustainable long-term growth, and where we could deliver above-average margins. Fortunately, we had two such businesses in our portfolio already, so those businesses are now the protection and defense business. We are the global leader in respiratory protection, selling gas masks to militaries and first responder and homeland security personnel around the world. And our second business is our dairy business, where we have an over 50% global market share in dairy liners, which are a consumable product used by farmers in the automated milking process.
So Peter, what do you think are the key achievements and financial highlights for Avon reporting on the last year?
Well, the previous 5 years have been a period of turnaround, followed by a couple of years of significant investment in the business. The strong recent results are the accumulation of these strategies which we've implemented over the number of years. The results show a significant increase in EBITDA as well as operating profit, and with a lower tax rate, the diluted earnings per share is up 34% on the year to 34p. On the back of these results and the strong cash conversion achieved, our dividend is up 20% on the year. Operationally, this has been driven by protection revenue growth from both our DoD and non-DoD customers, as our major product development program, Project Fusion, has started to deliver new products which we can take to the market. And finally, we launched our new cluster exchange service model in the US, which we believe creates real opportunities in that market.
Let's talk about the protection business. What are the current market conditions like in that industry, and do you think growth can be sustained there?
Well, underpinning our protection business is a long-term sole source contract with the US DoD, where we supply up to 2 million gas masks to all their personnel. And despite lots of talk about budget cuts and sequestration in the US, we're lucky that our program is relatively protected, given that we're providing life-saving equipment to the soldiers. In fact, our budget line for our program over the next few years is forecast to grow rather than contract. So that's really positive. Other markets in protection and defense are largely focused on foreign militaries, where there's a lot of activity, particularly in the Middle East, given the current threat environment. Expanding our position in the homeland security market in North America, where our superior technology is allowing us to take market share from our competitors. So sustained growth in that market as well.
Now, you've recently acquired a dive company. What does that acquisition offer your company?
Well, most of our activities so far have been in the terrestrial market, but to sustain our position as the leading respiratory protection provider to the military, we really needed exposure into the aerospace and into the diving market. Recently, we won a $6.7 million contract with the US DoD to develop a new gas mask used by their aircrew personnel. So that creates significant potential. There's about $70 million of incremental revenue possible out of this contract, and it creates opportunities with air forces around the world. And that gets us firmly into the aerospace sector. So it was a natural add-on that we then bought VR Technology Holdings with their technology in the underwater dive market to fill out our product portfolio.
So we've talked about the respiratory protection market. What about dairy? What's your focus for that side of the business?
Well, we're really well established in the mature North American and European markets, and we have a very high market share with our Milkrite brand. We'll continue to expand in those markets with new higher tech products, and we believe we'll continue to grow market share because of that. The real volume opportunity for our business is in the developing countries, particularly the BRIC nations, where there's a vast population of people, a growing middle class, and an increasing demand for animal protein, such as milk. So to meet that growing demand, there's a huge investment going into the automated milking process, which translates into demand for our product. To meet that, we've opened a business in China in 2012, and that's grown spectacularly since then. And our focus now is to open up operations in South America in the near future and India thereafter, again, to meet the growing demand in those regions.
So Peter, can you tell me about Avon's current growth strategy for both the businesses?
Well, overall, our strategy has been about accelerating investment in finding new routes to market, accelerating our product development program with innovative new products, and also improving and building on our people strengths. In protection and defence, it's about maximising the position with our long-term DoD contract, winning more respiratory protection business with the DoD, expanding our global reach, particularly in the Middle Eastern market, and expanding our reach into the huge homeland security market in North America. In dairy, it's about developing new products which improve the milking process. It's about improving and developing our Milkrite brand, which reduces our reliance on the original equipment manufacturers, and expanding into new markets such as China, South America, and India. And while I've talked largely about organic growth, and we still believe that organic growth is the best way to add value to our shareholders, we now have the balance sheet to support acquisitive growth as well, to accelerate our strategy of growth.
So if there were any investors listening, what key message would you want to give them?
The turnaround and restructuring is complete. Our current strategy is delivering spectacular results, as we've seen. And as long as we continue to do what we have been doing, we believe we can maintain the momentum for many years to come.
Well, thank you very much for joining us today, Peter.
It's been a pleasure.
And if you'd like any more information, do please visit the Edison website.